My name is Ryan Bertucci with the Southern Maryland Office of Real Property Management Gold, locally serving St. Mary, Charles, and Calvert counties out of offices in Lexington Park and Waldorf. Today I want to answer the top 5 questions that you should ask your property manager before signing a property management agreement. Number 1, ask them if property management is their primary business. In the state of Maryland, anybody can operate a property management company. There's no licenses required, no training, no insurance, nothing. So there's a lot of people out in the space who go out there who want to get into this because they think it's easy money. They think that their job is just cashing a rent check for somebody, and there's not really anything else involved. So make sure that property management is their primary business. We also see a lot of realtors out there who, their main business is buying and selling homes, and if they get slow buying or selling homes, they decide that they want to manage rentals, and they're not qualified. They don't have the insurance to do that, and it creates a mess. Number 2, also, you want to ask your property manager if they have the proper insurance for operating a property management company. As I said before, a lot of these companies are not legitimate. Make sure that they have the proper insurance. This will protect you, your tenant, and the company in case something were to happen. If you have a realtor who's managing your property and all they have is realtor's E&O insurance, they don't have property management insurance. If something happens in the property, it's going to create a disaster for everybody, so be careful with that. Number 3, does your staff have its own in-house maintenance department? Maintenance is a big part of property management. You want to make sure that the people who you hire have connections out there in order to handle things. We have an in-house maintenance department that can handle a lot of the smaller jobs. In contracting around here, it's difficult to get someone to go out and just fix a door or a leaky sink or something for a responsible price. And you want to make sure that your company has the connections in order to do that, especially with handy people. Next question is, are you licensed realtors, and what is your average time on market? There's a lot of property management companies out there that are not licensed realtors. They don't put the properties in the MRIS. They don't pay a commission, all those different kinds of things. There's some companies that will just post your listing on SOMD and say that that's their marketing, or put it in Craigslist or something, and that's not going to help you get a qualified tenant. So make sure that they're at least licensed realtors before you list the house in order to make sure that they find a qualified tenant. The last question is you want to ask them how exactly they screen their tenants. Most of the realtors and real estate companies will run credit, and that's a good start, but you would want someone who's going to do a little bit more than that. You want to make sure that they're going to verify the income of that tenant to make sure they're making 3 times the rental amount. You also want to make sure that they're checking the eviction records. And this is not something that everybody can do, but it's very important. You want them to go through those court records and see if that person's ever had an eviction filed against them for non-payment of rent or breach of a lease. This is the biggest determinant, even more so important than credit, of whether or not you're going to get your rent when your tenant moves in. So make sure that you ask a company if they can check these records. Criminal records as well is important. That's very easy to do, but just make sure that they do that. A lot of times they just say that they just check the credit, which is a start, but it's not the be-all, end-all. You can actually lose out on a lot of good tenants who have some rough credit because they didn't pay a phone bill. But if they lived in their house for 3 years and paid their rent on time and were respectable of their property, you would probably still want them as a tenant even though their credit score may be low. Those are the top 5 questions that we recommend that every person browsing the internet for property management services ask their property management company. If you ask them these questions and you get the good answers that we've shown here, they are probably safe to move forward with and are legitimate. Thank you very much and have a good day.